CTB. You know who it is.
YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Concise the Barber. We are back with another Concise review. In this review, we're going to be talking about a trimmer that most of you probably never heard of before, but this company has been out for at least about 5 years now. And we're going to be talking about the Yukon 4-mass trimmer. So let's get into the unboxing and then we'll get into the video. Alright, so the first thing I like talking about in my videos is the price. And the price for these are $149, basically $150. I honestly think that it's not a bad price. So the second thing I like talking about is the power and battery life. And the power of these is about 6,000 plus RPMs. And I can honestly say that it passes the mark when it comes to power. So to me, that's, it's perfectly fine for my trimmer to have just that much in it. Now, if it was a clipper, I would like to have 65 or 6,800 and above because I need that to work, with some bulk. But we're going to talk about something interesting about this trimmer and what it can do very, very well. But 6,000 plus RPMs is not that bad. And for the battery life, this is where it gets interesting. There is 4 hours of a run time and only 90 minutes of a charge time. That is insane. That is great. I don't think I need to say anything more about that, but you get 4 hours of runtime with this bad boy, and it only takes 90 minutes to charge. All right, so the third thing I like talking about is the packaging. So in the packaging, you get the basic things that really come with a trimmer. Also, what comes with this trimmer is a charging base, and we're going to be talking about this charging base because it is a unique one. You get a USB cord, 3 trimmer guards, which I barely even use at all. So basically that's all that you get in the boxing, in the package. And the packaging in itself is nothing like overly glamorous, anything of that nature. They didn't really focus on like how crazy the box looks or anything like that. It's just a nice, clean, dark, suede, grayish look of a box, and you get this beast of a trimmer. So the next thing I like to talk about in my Concise reviews is the design. And I would have to say this design is very unique. It's a very beautiful trimmer. Now, I would like to talk about it being all triple black. And the only things that is a different color just a little bit is the 4-mass logo on the blade and the screws being silver. But other than that, it's triple black. It has this rubber matted feel on the trimmer, so I don't need to use any rubber grips because it has a great grip all around the trimmer. And I can honestly say that even when it comes to the design, the sleekness, the way that it curves down, it looks like it curves more than it does, but if you really look at it, it really is just this wide. But this part right here, this part right here in the front where it sleeks into like a point, it kind of looks more slimmer than what it is. But I'm gonna compare these. I'll put some trimmers right next to it, up to it, so you guys can see the comparison of the length and the width of these trimmers to see how well they look. Another unique thing about this 4-mass trimmer is the power button. The power button is a recessed power button. It just goes right in with this sleek plastic slim part on the sides where you can just feel the power button. It doesn't stick out or anything like that. You press it and it will turn on and you will see that light right there. And then you'll press it and turn it off. So it kind of like hides on you if you never use anything like this before, but you get a good feel for it once you once you start using this a lot, you don't really have a problem finding that power button. But it is a power button that really doesn't stand out at all. They just wanted to put it right into the design, which I think is cool as well to do something different. All right, so another interesting thing about this design is the charging. The charging on this design is very unique. As you guys see right here, is that you can use a USB-C, but to use the charging base, you'll have to connect the USB-C magnet, and then you'll place it right in the charging dock, and it will charge. And the crazy thing about that is that I thought it being that way, it was going to take longer to charge, but the fact that it still only has a 90-minute charge time lets me know that the way they did the charging really doesn't affect the performance of the trimmer or how long the trimmer can last. The next thing I like talking about is the blades of my trimmer. The blade setup for this trimmer, I'm gonna tell you right now, is astounding. It kind of reminds me of like the 5-star wall on the wall detailers type of blade, but it is different. It does have more of a wideness to it. The corners are a little bit different than the wall ones, but it is thinner. Now, the cutting blade, it looks like it's a basic cutting blade. This cutting blade is something to think about if you ever wanted to modify this blade setup on anything else. But if I was you, I would just keep it on this, because this thing is a workhorse, and we're going to be talking about performance in a little bit. But the cutting blade and the steel blade, man, these two go together so well that I have not done anything to modify this trimmer. I did not adjust it out of the box. Just as is, how it is how I kept it. And once you get it, you will probably keep it the same exact way. But I'm telling you right now, this blade setup is definitely different. It definitely compares to a lot of them that are out right now. But I know you guys watch my videos and everything like that, or I know you're watching this video, but you will really have to see for yourself when it comes to this trimmer, how well this blade setup performs. And also another thing about this blade, I have not had much of a problem of it getting hot, and maybe because the duration of how long I use this blade, but I had no problem of this blade getting hot at all, even if I was debulking, lining up, or anything of that matter. I had no problem. All right, y'all, so we are in the performance section. We're gonna be talking about the performance of how well this trimmer really cuts. So let's talk about this. Two things I want to talk about that this thing does well. And when I say well, I mean well. Like, it's probably up there with the most top competitors about how well this thing can perform. The first thing is that this thing can bald out better than any trimmer that I have used so far. I'm not lying, I'm not gassing it. This is just my experience, that when I bald out with these get the closest, these do it the easiest. I have no problem with balding out. They never got stuck on me, they don't bite. I don't know what it is or how they did it, but this trimmer really balds out very, very well. And the second thing that it does very well is this is definitely a tap and go trimmer. I don't know how they set this thing up, just as is, straight out of the box, but these give out some crispy lineups. This and the Babyliss FX3s and my Sabers and my Instincts and my Flex, like those are all like the hitters. Not saying that the Boost is not a hitter, it is, but I do use my Boost for all around. But for this trimmer, this is definitely my tap and go. I use this on the front lines, the vertical lines, and the C cup. I don't use it much, mainly anywhere else, but you can use this depending on how well, depending on your touch when you're lining somebody up. So when it comes to performance, these things are a beast. They're a monster. They do exactly what they're supposed to do, and they do it well. All right, so in this section, this is my observation section. This is where I observed just a little bit more other things that I thought that you guys might want to know about. And I did forget this in the design, is that this does have a magnetic piece that you can clean this out when you are done using this trimmer. And one of the things that I've noticed about this trimmer is that how quiet they are. This is probably one of the most quietest trimmers I have so far. And I'll show you guys a clip on how quiet they are. I'll compare them with a few other trimmers that I have, and you guys will see how quiet these things really can get. So that's how quiet they get. And I really think, like you know, honestly, when I grabbed these, when Format sent me these, I definitely knew that these is probably going to be a trimmer that was going to stay on my station. So let me get down to the concise review, and my concise review is, of course, these things are going to be staying on my station. Also, if you guys would like to get these for a better price than the $149.99, you can use my discount code Concise15. I'll put that up right here, and you can get 15% off on this trimmer, which is a great deal. So if I was y'all, I would definitely pick these up if you're in need. If you are in need of a hitter, if you want a hitter that's going to last long, have a great run time, great at balding out, this is the trimmer for you. And like I said, all the other trimmers that I mentioned are still great trimmers. But like I said, if you already used them or tried them, but you still want to try something else, 4-match trimmer is a really good trimmer. So basically, y'all, that's it for the video. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope that you guys stay in tune with the next reviews that I have coming out, because we have a lot more coming our way. And thank y'all for watching. Y'all be blessed.